It's 14th versus 8th, the West Midlands versus the South Coast. Paul Lambert versus Mauricio Pochettino. Can Villa complete the league double over Southampton after that tremendous 3-2 win at St Mary's in December? This week we hear from shot-stopper supreme Brad Guzan and Austrian striker Andreas Weimann. And we have the goals scored by Paul Lambert's men here at Villa Park this season. As per usual, Steve Froggatt is here to run the rule over the opponents, and in particular, 3 English Lions.
Yes. Yeah, without doubt. I mean, we're talking about the England new boys coming to Villa Park tomorrow. The 3 lads could play a real key part. Ricky Lambert, Lallana and Shaw. 2 of them, the future of England. One in the twilight years of his England career, but I'm sure may play a role in the World Cup. Lots of people talking about these boys. Big futures ahead of them. Lots of the big clubs talking about making big money bids for the pair of these lads. Yeah, and looking forward to seeing them at Villa Park at the weekend.
You know, they have a lot of very talented English players in the Saints setup, don't they?
Well, they really do. I mean, one of the most outstanding youth development clubs in the country, you'd have to say that. You know, Gareth Bale has been an outstanding product from them. Theo Walcott, Oxlade-Chamberlain, the list goes on and on and on. And whatever they've got in the water down there, it certainly works because it saved the club millions. It really has, and they could make another 40, 50, 60 million from the sale of particularly these 2 lads in the summer. After
last night's action, Manchester City and Sunderland and Palace beating Everton, I don't think we're going to make any predictions again, are we? But Sid Cowans up helping the first team, that's fantastic news, isn't it? Because he is a club legend and icon, and I know you really enjoy playing with him.
Yeah, for me, delighted. I don't think there's anybody I could think of in football more deserving to have a first team role at their football club than Gordon Cowans. I was so lucky to play with Sid. He brought me through the reserves. When I first got into the reserves as a 17-year-old boy, Sid was there. And there's no word of a lie. If he didn't land the ball from 60 yards right on my left toe, I was gutted. He was amazing. He's the best midfielder I ever played with, and I was fortunate enough to play with the likes of Kevin Richardson, Gary McAllister, all great players. But he was just awesome. And the one thing, he loves to help develop the youth. Obviously at Villa Park now, he's major role with the under-21s. He knows what the kids can do. I can't think of anybody more respected and loved at the football club than Gordon. A real unassuming man. He won't want any fuss, by the way, regarding this appointment.
No, he's the most modest man you'll ever meet as well.
He'll be quite happy to hide away in the background and just get on with his job. But an incredible servant, European Cup winner, you know, and absolutely adored by everybody at Villa Park, and rightly so.
Yeah, there's been a buzz at the training ground in the build-up. Shay Given is in there assisting as well, and with his wealth of Premier League experience, that's a good resource to tap into for Paul Lambert.
Yeah, well, not just that, but international experience as well. You know, a real character. His Villa Park career has been a strange one this year. He's loaned out to Middlesbrough, and he's now come back into the fold and made his way into the coaching setup. So, you know, I think between the 2 of them, vast experience at international level with the pair of them, and obviously Premier League experience. And I'm sure Gordon will give the place a real lift, because everybody be willing, Sid and everybody, to get a result this weekend. Because ultimately, the most important thing in the world right now is for our team to get 3 points and move away from the relegation zone.
Yeah, there will be an edge to this one. It's holiday time, the Easter period. You know, we'd love to get a big crowd and the fans to get right behind the team.
I'm sure if we get off to a good start, the place will be rocking again. I think the fans, everyone knows how important this game is to our football club. We've seen teams in and around us starting to pick up results. You know, it would just take the pressure away now if we can beat Southampton, which would be no easy feat, because even though we beat them at their place, you know, they will have a lot of possession. We'll have to be very, very patient, because they're a terrific team. But they were beaten by Cardiff last weekend. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know, because they might be a bit sore. You know, they'll be looking to get back on the road themselves and put that poor result behind them. But for us to win, we certainly have to watch these 3.
Ready for the running? You're not ready for a break yet after all this punditry this season?
No.
That's good to hear. Still got all the enthusiasm as Aston Villa take on Southampton. Much more to come from Steve in our pre-match show. And remember, if you come into the game, get right behind the boys in claret and blue. They could really do with your support. Remember to get your hands on the programme for the weekend. Great content, as always, including interviews with Alex Tonneff and Ryan Bertrand, as well as the usual build-up to the match. You can pick up the printed edition from around the ground on Saturday, or the digital version from the iTunes and Kindle app stores very soon. It's well worth a read.